Hello. Oh, there we go. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. I don't think we'll be here more than 2 hours. Um, well, I tell you, a lot of news come out today. I'm so surprised. Thank you, Lydia Washington, for being first. And I am going to just go ahead and get started. Then hopefully we can, I don't know, let's see. Maybe an hour is possible. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so right royal mess, if I ever said so myself, if I've ever seen one myself, check it out. But before we get to the messy stuff, Prince Harry is immensely grateful to friend who helped build his Invictus Games amid step down. That's right. The Duke of Sussex is saying goodbye to his longtime Invictus Games CEO, Dominic Reed. Now, I can't remember if this is the guy that wanted to retire. He was in retirement or looking forward to retirement. And then Harry made him an offer he just couldn't refuse. It had to do with helping the veteran community to find their mojo again by using sport, right? And it has been a huge success with over 20 nations participating. It has been incredibly successful. Of course, Harry was inspired by the Wounded Warrior Games in the US of A, and that was 10 years ago since he founded the Invictus Games. And now the game CEO, Dominic Reed, is going to step down. So that is going to, well, you know what? Let's say first and foremost, I hope for Mr. Reed that this is a good thing for him, right? That it is a change for the better, that he's on to greener pastures, or if this is the one that I recall that needed to retire and suddenly found himself doing the impossible again, because I recall the guy that Harry had approached was actually someone who had something to do with the Olympics in London last time. So yeah, so change is good. Change is good, and hopefully it'll be a good thing for him. So, but I'm sure he will be missed among the community of what do you call it? The Invictus Games. So, okay, what did I do with that? Oh, I know what I can do. 1 second, please. Let me move that over there. That should make it easier for me. So it says Prince Harry is praising a faithful leader of his groundbreaking mission for veterans and armed forces members. Oh, there we go. Dominic Reed, the CEO who led the Invictus Games from its inception, says he will stand down as it is the time for someone new to take this vital movement forward into its second vigorous decade. The Duke of Sussex paid tribute to Reed for what he had done to help take the Invictus Games from its first iteration in London in 2014 to the world stage. 10 years on from the inception of the Invictus Games, we proudly stand as a community of 23 nations spanning every continent, fulfilling our mission of saving and changing lives. Harry said in a statement, I am immensely grateful to my friend Dominic, whose dedication and leadership transformed the Invictus Games from an ambitious idea to an internationally recognized movement. In his thanks, Harry added praise for Reed's decade of relentless service and the Invictus Games Foundation. What a journey it has been. and how fortunate we are to work with such an incredible community of people. We pray we don't need the games for another 10 years, but thanks to you, the team, and our future CEO, we will be ready. So, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? Sometimes it's time, and it was time for him to step down. So, he's going to gracefully step down, and hopefully, someone else incredible will fill those shoes. Hi, Gwendolyn Daniels. Thank you so much for listening. And listen, you all, I almost always forget, but please make sure you all hit that like button. Make sure you like the video. That helps to keep the lights on, if you know what I mean. So make sure you hit that like button. It goes a long way. It will help us to find a broader audience of people. And that's got to be a good thing, right? Okay. All right. I'm just looking at a couple of your comments here. Paula girl, thank you so much for being here. Yalibi. Okay. Moving on. Hi, Joan Garcia, MJB, Cookies and Cream, Raffaella Bertoni. Thank you so much for being here. Raffaella wants to say hi to a few people. We can help with that. So check it out. Giorgio Armani has given the nod to Prince Harry, who, of course, whether it's Giorgio Armani or Dior, Harry seems to wear the suit. The suit doesn't wear him. He wears the suit, and he looks magnificent as always. So you can see in the little box down there at the bottom. But to make it easy on myself, let me go to the next page here. Check it out. Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, selected a Giorgio Armani notch label suit. I'm sorry, notch lapel suit. The Duke of Sussex received the Pat Tillman Award for service. If you look at the top in the red box, you can see Serena Williams, host of the night, wore a custom Giorgio Armani, is it Privé black gown at the 32nd annual ESPY Awards. And then somewhere in between, you can see the name Cooper Flag. Who the heck is that? There he is right there. Cooper, winner of multiple awards, including the 2023-2024 Gatorade National Boys Basketball Player of the Year Award, chose to wear a Giorgio Armani navy blue tuxedo trimmed in satin. I wonder how many X's that go up to. But look at it. That is a brilliant. The fabric is very, very. It just looks rich, doesn't it? It looks very rich. There's nothing like a quality suit. I've heard. I've never owned one, but I hear they're nice. They always seem to have that fit, And yeah, so there you go. Once again, you have Prince Harry, and of course, Serena Williams and Cooper Flag. Next, meet Master Chef Claire Smith, or do you say Smythe, who catered Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's wedding. Wow, what a calling is that, huh? Talk about getting a call. Claire was chosen by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, to cater their post-wedding royal wedding reception at Frogmore House in May 2018. According to the Independent, Claire, what is that? I can't say it. Collated a menu, collated a menu that included burgers and Is that why? Anyway, I know that's that expensive beef, and the pork belly for the royal couple's guests, and it includes. I'm sorry, it goes on to say, I couldn't have been more perfect. I'm sorry, it couldn't have been more perfect. It was completely surreal. Claire was quoted saying by the publication at the time, they, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, were involved in the menu. It was very important to them. It's a once in a lifetime thing, so it's nice to be a part. Uh, yeah, it's nice to be a part in it, part of it, in it. Okay, to be a part in it, of it. I think of it, it sounds better. I mean, after all, Stevie Wonder said, so when you say you're in it, but not of it, you know what I mean? That sounds right. Okay. And take a look here. Um, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. That's the Duchess of Sussex to you all. Biographer Omid Scobie announces new TV show with royal connection. Ooh. Hasn't today been just kind of juicy? I mean, today has been kind of juicy, if you know what I mean. Just you could just take a bite and juice will be flying everywhere. Royal author Omid Scobie has a new project in the works. On July 18th, Universal Television announced it's acquired the rights to turn Scobie's upcoming fiction book, Royal Spin, into a new TV show. You know what, y'all? They must have liked whatever it was they saw. I mean, television is literally dying. And if you can get work on television right now, Omid Scobie is going to blow all of those other royal reporters. He's just going to take a deep breath and blow them clean up the street. They are going to be like a leaf upon the wind. They're going to be tumbleweed because Omid has, he's been doing something. He's been in California a lot. He has been in California a lot and he knows a lot. And this is what makes this so messy. Do y'all want to know what makes this messy? Is that whatever the content is, it's going to have people raising the question, did that happen? Was that William? Was that Kate? I mean, it is set in what, Buckingham Palace? Oh yeah, this is going to be messy. Based on actual events, right? Bearing a striking resemblance to modern day Britain, all of that kind of stuff. With the British monarchy reeling from a wave of scandals, young American politico Lauren O'Connell is plucked from the White House to breathe new life into Buckingham Palace. In other words, she is going to pick up where Meghan left off. Communication team and help in the royal family streak of bad press, but in an institution steeped in tradition and strict protocol, changes isn't easy or welcome. It turns out the royal household can be just as messy and confusing as Capitol Hill, a long line reads. I'm sorry, log line. You know what I mean? The log line. So it is, I can't wait to watch it. I cannot wait to watch it. It is going to be messy, 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 messy. And I hope that um, the female member of the royal family can't stop grinning, has some real issues, if you know what I mean, and that we get a chance to kind of explore what may or may not be the other issues going on with that one, as well as Listen, I hope they find some very fruity storylines for the future king in this series. So, if you know what I mean, I hope the character will bear some fruit because I'm pretty sure. Let me tell y'all something. Omid is messy. And I think that Omid has some things to get off his chest. And what better way to do it than using fiction? If you don't know the story about Gene Roddenberry and Star Trek, the reason why he chose sci fi is because number one, he liked the genre anyway. He loved the idea of science and space travel, whatever. But the other thing is, there were certain things that he wanted to, shall we say, explore using, a television script. He wanted to explore human behavior. He wanted to cross that line, if you know how that goes. He wanted to cross the line where race and religion was not an issue and that people would all work to. Anyway, I'm not saying that's what Omid is up to, but I'm saying Omid hasn't been able to report certain things about certain people. But if you use a different setting, in other words, characters instead of the actual people, maybe characters based on those people, isn't it easier to tell your story? Right? So, big question is who's going to play Hoghead? Who's going to play Hoghead or a fictitious character based upon that Hoghead Pierce Morgan? I could not stop smiling. I'm sorry, but I cannot stop smiling. Today, I haven't been singing anything bluer than Zippity Doo Dah. Next. So here it says, faced with a never-ending culture clashes, displeased royal aide with intimidating titles and risky new love interests, this fish out of water is determined to prove she's got what it takes and might even find herself in the process. It continues. Royal Spin is co-written by Scobie and young adult novelist Robin Benway. Universal Television is a division of Universal Studio Group. The news of this acquisition of the rights to show fellows a multi-studio bidding war. A bidding war follows, not fellows, follows. I got it. Uh, Show follows a multi-studio bidding war. Scobie conceived the story and is developing and co-creating the series with Emily Fox, a writer and showrunner whose credits include The Watchful Eye, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist, Girlfriend's Guide to Divorce, and more. Fox is set to write the script and serves as showrunner, further acting as an executive producer alongside Scobie and Benway. Oh, they are in panic mode over at the palace, I'm sure. Oh, it's going to be an all nighter. It's going to be an all nighter. Somebody order pizza. Matter of fact, somebody order some sedatives. They're going to need it. We're so excited so excited to be partnering with Universal Television on the adaptation of Royal Spin. No show or book has ever gone inside the frenzied world of Buckingham Palace press office, and we can't wait to throw Lauren, our young American protagonist, fresh from the White House communication team, into the deep end of it. Fox, Scobie, and Benway said in a joint statement. On what's to come, Universal Television Executive Vice President of Drama Development Vivian Cannon said, offering a fresh take that beautifully blends wit and romance. Royal Spin is a deeply entertaining exploration of the world's enduring fascination with the royal family. We're delighted to have landed the rights to this fascinating story and thrilled to be collaborating with Emily, Omid, and Robin to bring it to life for audiences. The book Royal Spin is the inaugural collaboration between Scobie and Benway. It doubles as Scobie's fiction debut and Benway's adult fiction debut. Now, all of that being said, if they say something disparaging about the Duchess of Sussex, I am going to read somebody the riot act. Long as they don't mess with our Duchess or our Duke, we're going to be okay. So that's that. Now, let me see if you all have any comments. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Nope, we're good. Heather Stroud says, Omid's show, Meghan's cooking show. Hope she has some jam recipes. Then the polo with hair. Yes, the polo. I almost forget about that. Looking forward to it. Yes, it is going to be fun. I am so looking forward to it. Okay. Oh, that's small, isn't it? Okay, Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025 recognizes Canadian Armed Forces Chief and Defense Staff change of command on behalf of all of us at Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler 2025. A heartfelt thank you to Canadian Armed Forces Chief of Defense Staff General Wayne Eyre for 40 years of dedicated service and leadership to Canada, and congratulations on your well deserved retirement. Okay, a warm welcome to newly appointed Chief of Defense Staff General Jeannie, what is that? Carignan? Carignan? We look forward to your leadership and your engagement with us in making our Canadian Invictus Games next February the best possible experience for the competitors, service members, and veterans, and their family and friends on their shared journey of recovery through sport. So look for her to be there, right? Wow, that is a very impressive uniform. All right, so there's that. Oh, there we go. And then there's this. The Invictus Games Vancouver Whistler, presented by ATCO and Boeing, is proud to partner with Bell Media as the official Canadian broadcast partner of the games from February 8th through the 16th of 2025 in Vancouver Whistler. Bell Media TSN will bring viewers across the country this international event that honors the power of sports in recovery journey of international wounded, injured, or and sick active service members and veterans. Opening ceremony will broadcast on both TSN, Canada Sports Leader, CTV, Canada's most watched conventional television network. On our extended partnership, the Invictus Games, to showcase the international sporting community. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, next. Oh, check it out. Check it out. Uh-oh. Okay. Wait, is that right? Uh-oh, what did I just do? I think I just lost my way here. All right, hold on a second. I'm looking at a different screen from what you all are looking at. Okay, there we go. WellChild has launched its brand new online shop. Now you can shop for WellChild merchandise and support our mission to get seriously ill children and young people out of hospitals and back home with their families. Take a look here. Well, anyway, if you go to wellchildtmeal.com, you can see they have some merchandise that will help support WellChild. See there? That is very cool. Nice merch. Nice merch. Merch, 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 merch. Gotta get some merch, 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 merch. Wanna get some merch, 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 merch. And there's some more. So, when you have the opportunity, make sure you check out WellChild. Remember, it is one of Harry's oldest and favorite patronages, right? So it's a good reason to check it out. Oh, good morning to you too, Vuela Nakumbe. Nakube. Good morning, Baron, Squatties, and everyone. I am feeling so much better today. Thank you so much for the well wishes. I am so glad to hear that. And thank you so much for being here with us. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. Okay. How we doing? 28 minutes, 39 seconds. All right, let's keep it moving then. And can't recall accident. Well, you remember she said that early on, and that doesn't sound good that she cannot recall the accident. She don't know what happened, how she ended up, I guess, knocked to the ground with Newports flying all over the place. I mean, if somebody has knocked a pack of Newports out of your hands, then they must have really hit you hard. So they don't know whether she got head butted by a horse or whether she was kicked by a horse. But somehow it appears as though she may have lost consciousness and suffered a concussion. That's never good. Winsome Jones, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Yeah, that's never a good thing. Thank you so much, Lydia Washington. I'm going to post that at the top of the chat as I was unprepared. There we go. At the top of the chat, there's a link for the WellChild. And from there, you should be able to find that merch, 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 merch. Gonna get some merch, 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 merch. I want you all to know I'm twerking while I'm saying that. Merch, 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 merch. Gotta get some merch, 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 merch. Next time I stand on the table. Merch, 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 merch. Gonna get some merch, 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 merch. Yeah, I tell you, what's her name? She could eat her heart out, right? Don't let me sing the song my way. All right. So, Ephraim Hardcastle says, did Prince William and Kate Middleton give too much away when Princess Anne returned to work after her horse-related accident? Is that code for she and Camilla had a bit of a run-in? Her horse-related accident? Anyway, did William and Kate give too much away when Princess Anne returned to work? They tweeted, Super Trooper, so great to see you back so soon. A message that Auntie Anne might appreciate. Well, you can see over there on the right side, Super Trooper, great to see you back so soon. Will and Kate and hugs, the X for hugs. Maybe it was too soon. Maybe Anne shouldn't have come back. Maybe they should have gave her time to go out there and find those Newports that got knocked all over the lawn. Yeah. And did she ever recover her hair pick? I don't know. No one is saying anything. Anti-ways. Anti-ways. Uh, let's see. Leg says, I think Anne is covering for someone that Philly got the drop on. She is feeling a little surprised, but you bet it is on now. Yeah, they got the drop on her, and it's so rare that that happens because Anne has been known to brandish a pair of knuckle dusters over a parking space. Lord only knows what would happen if she has been crossed by some member of the British royal family or perhaps a courtier. But whatever the case may be, she is going to get even just as soon as she remembers where she put her knuckle dusters. But yeah, something is not right, I think. Thank you so much, Lakes, for the super chat. They tweeted, Super Trooper, so great to see you back so soon. A message that Auntie Anne might appreciate. A mole reports that medical advice was for Princess Royale to rest up over the summer, the results of head injuries not always being immediately obvious, but Anne isn't noted for doing what she's told. William might have had another reason to see Anne back so soon. She can share the burden of investitures. So far this year, there have been 25, with Anne presiding at 17. Wow. So that's why they want her back. That's why they're so anxious to get her back. SF, thank you so much for 12 months membership. Looking forward to Omid series. Going to buy popcorn. Hear, hear. Speaking of which, let me show you how to prepare yourself for this series because Omid gave us the best thing for such a and let me see, for such an occasion. I will share that with you just so that there it is. Now, this is what Omid did for the Oprah Winfrey interview. If you recall, and by the way, thank you, SF. If you recall, for the Oprah interview, Omid had a few select items that he placed next to him. Get ready right there. See it? Ready. He had popcorn. He had his Twitter, his cup of tea, and just in case there was any wheezing, he had his inhaler. So those, I told you, Omid is messy. He is messy. So if you are listening, Omid, please don't let me down. I want you to get messy. Don't get messy with Harry and Meghan. I don't care if you're trying to keep it real or not. Lead them out of it. They didn't been through enough. But I want you to sock it to them, right? So there you go. That is how Omid prepares for some of those big events on television. All right. So right here, Princess Anne pulls out of public duties amid her recovery from injury after horse incident. King Charles' sister, who was out and about on Wednesday, has canceled some engagements next week. You see there, it was too soon. It was too soon for her to come out. Princess Anne is taking each day as it comes as she makes a gradual return to royal duties following her hospitalization for a horse-related incident last month. The Princess Royal has canceled some outings next week in Scotland and Norfolk. Um, as she and her medical team, oh God, does she have a medical team too? She and her medical team manage her work schedule. Now, if she get the team, if she gets the same team that Kate is using, we may not see her till Cinco de Mayo. We may not see her until Troop in the Color, or at the very least, we may not see her until, oh, let me see, probably um, Commonwealth Day. Yeah, you know, as a former blue collar worker myself, I have to say, if I had a medical team like this, I could just sit home and collect compensation because that's what they're doing. They are just stacking the money. They are literally stacking the money. These are like the type of medical people that your union refers you to when you have a dispute and you feel stressed and you need some time off. That way you can like work 6 out of the 12 months of I heard, I'm just saying, I was not a party to that. But it was 5 months. But you can you could talk to the union reps and they will refer you to a doctor or a team of medical people and you won't have to go back until Cinco de Mayo. You won't have to go back until the next Troop in the Colors. It depends on what Anne wants to do. Now, they say Anne loves to work and all that kind of stuff, but who knows? Anne might take some time off and get used to it. It might get good to her. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing like some paid leave. Just ask Will and Kate. Twerk, 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 twerk. Gotta get some work, 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 work. Okay. I was standing. I'm going to sit down. I just had to lower my desk. It's good to have a standing desk. It takes a lot of pressure off the vertebrae. Sonia Johnson, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex, or Super Chat rather. Keep it going, Bear. All right. I'll do my best. Thank you so much. I am here for the squad. All right. And with that, let me see. We'll now head to Scotland. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll not head to Scotland. What? She's not going to Scotland? Let me see. Where is she? Oh, she was supposed to go. Anne loves not White Houses. Anne loves a lighthouse. I don't know what it is about those long, skinny, tall buildings that seem to speak to her. Those buildings that are deeply rooted in the coastal territories of nations around the world. There's something about a lighthouse that just gets her all worked up. So as a matter of fact, in the movie The Crown, it was upon a visit to a lighthouse where she looked out the window and she saw Rear Admiral Sir Timothy Lawrence. She was in the lighthouse when she took a gander to him. So anytime Anne doesn't make it to the lighthouse, then something is wrong. This is more serious than I thought. Jules Ryder says, tomorrow me and my hubby are celebrating being together 6 years. Congratulations. But our wedding anniversary is New Year's Day, though it would, but I thought I would share good news. Well, thank you so much for that. And you get a bell. Congratulations on 6 years and many more to come, I pray. Many, many more to come. Let's see. Okay. Oh, was that through with that? Planet Business Citizens Advice Office? Oh gosh, that's small. Uh, Same area, Eastern England, has now been canceled. Wow, that's too bad. Well, you know what? Listen, I knew that Anne had been injured worse than we ever expected. It was more serious than they were saying. I mean, when she started walking around like Johnny Walker, I said, you know what? Anytime somebody starts pretending like they're Johnny Walker, something ain't right. You see what I mean? There she is, and you can tell in that photo on the left side, she's wearing some boots. Anytime you start prancing around like Johnny Walker in the year 2024, then something ain't right. Something ain't right. So they probably need to give her some time, observe her, right? Because that is kind of odd, you know. I mean, I've bumped my head before, and I don't recall pretending like I was a fugitive from a bottle of whiskey. So yeah, yeah. Keep an eye on her. Oh wait. What's that? Anne was discharged from the hospital following 5 days stay. June 23rd, she sustained a concussion. Uh, yeah. She's been out of the hospital, right? Oh, the hospital. Oh, I see what you're saying. They said the hospital. Thank you for noticing that. I wonder if they have been listening to me. I wonder if they've been listening to me. It is the hospital, not discharged from hospital, but the hospital. Wow, that is so cool. I'm glad they are speaking modern English instead of that old Elizabethan English. The other thing that was a indication that Anne might not be her full self. I think that maybe she was having problems before because if you notice the past couple of years, um, she's been running around as though she has been the reincarnation of Napoleon Bonaparte. She has been channeling Napoleon. Now, I know that family is weird and not deliberately so, but they just can't help themselves. They are, that's a very strange family. The only one that's normal coming out of there is Prince Harry, but all the rest of them got that you know, kind of weird stuff going on. Bed full of teddy bears, a meltdown over the exploding pen. Um, what else? Camilla eating like a savage. They all seem to have some weirdness about them, right? I would say the only other one that's normal is Vice Count Severin because he never shows up. He tries to avoid the family. That lets you know he's normal. And then, of course, there has been this fascination that Anne has with pretending as though she is Fred G. Sanford. The G is for garbage. This idea that she is Fred Sanford. Number one, she doesn't live in LA, right? And I don't know where she got the truck from. But maybe the blow to the head was just the first time that anybody actually had concrete proof, evidence that they need to look for something because before it was just, When you're rich, you're not crazy. When you're rich, you're eccentric. Only poor people are crazy. Rich people are eccentric. And so her eccentricities have gone unnoticed until she took that hoof to the head, or she got head butted by one of the horses, or whatever it was. You see there? And that is why her living room looks like Fred Sanford's house. That's why she has a television stand from the 90s and a new smart TV sitting on top of it. And I don't know when they took out the old big tube television, but they kept the cabinet instead of mounting it on the wall or getting one of those modern cabinets. They decided to keep the old cabinet so they have some place to hold their, I don't know, Sears catalogs, Finger Hut. Yeah, something tell me that Princess Anne loves Finger Hut. Yeah, she seems like a Finger Hut type of girl. And then Timothy Lawrence wearing his Mayberry shirt. Um, they don't seem as sophisticated as you would expect for someone whose mother was the wealthiest woman in all of Europe. Um, you would expect more, right? But instead, bun dun 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 bun dun 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 bun dun 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 dun. Mike Tyndall, you big dummy. Yeah. I wonder if she calls Mike Tyndall big dummy. Oh, I tell you, looking at that mess makes me want to sneeze. And see how it compares to the actual Fred Sanford? I mean, there's very little daylight between her saloon and Fred Sanford's. Very little daylight. You can barely tell one from the other. I know that couch is screaming, "Hello, this is 1985. Can we have that couch back?" Yeah, that couch. Oh, let's take a look at it again. That fabric. Look at how faded, and the arms are just so. You see how the arms are all faded? That is Fred G. Sanford's house. It looks like she lives in Watts. Born in East LA. I was born in East LA. Anyway, it's a mess. It is an absolute mess. You know what? I wouldn't doubt that it was probably quite expensive when she got it. Ooh, you think so? Now that's the first I've heard that. Well, Anne was very kind to Harry when he went to Balmoral after the Queen died. Oh, you like the truck? Dun 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 dun. uh, so, if you recall, a few years ago, royal shock, Princess Anne told to clean up her living room. Princess Anne recently gave fans a rare glimpse into her private life by sharing a candid snap of her and husband, Sir Timothy Lawrence, watching a rugby match. If they were watching the rugby, who was watching them? I mean, Do you look at that photo? I just have the feeling that there are a pair of little eyes looking from behind that debris. You know what I mean? Like a colony of something, whether it's rodents or something. Like there's something behind it, just like watching me come and go. That's what I would feel. Okay. Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun. Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun, ba-dun-dun, ba-dun-dun-dun. So, like I said, we probably won't see Anne for a while. I am just going to bet that we won't see Anne until December. Anne will make her triumphant return for one of her most important holidays, Kwanzaa. She will return for Kwanzaa. Right on. She is going to return for Kwanzaa. It just isn't Kwanzaa without Afro Annie. Nobody understands the meaning of the holiday better than she does. As a matter of fact, Afro Annie, she's been around since the start of the tradition of Kwanzaa. And Lord willing, she'll be here for many, many more. So I hope she's okay. Let me see. Right on. Right on, Afro Annie. Happy Kwanzaa. Poor Charles. King Charles' confirmation of Keir Starmer's plan to evict the remaining 92 hereditary peers must have been uncomfortable for the monarch. Notice they're not talking about this much, right? They don't have much to say. The proposed changes would mean that the only hereditary offices left in the country would be the Earl Marshal, the Lord Great Chamberlain, the Grand Carver of England, the King's Champion, the Chief Butler of England, and the King. Did you hear what I said? I said the Earl Marshal, the Lord Great Chamberlain, the Grand Carver of England, the King's Champion, the Chief Butler of England, and the King. And after yesterday, they might rethink that. Like, we may not need that position either. You all, it would be the mother of all ironies if Keir Starmer and the Labor Party had the guts to clear out those aristocrats. If they had the guts. Now, I forgot which was the prime minister who was the one that made them pay real tax on their estates, right? Which was the prime minister that terrified them because they had to pay real tax. I'm not talking about the royal family. I'm talking about the rest of the aristos. But yes, we don't need you and your red boxes and your helicopters and your planes and trains and automobiles. You're not needed, sir. May you come out for a handful of holidays every year. But the rest of that stuff, it has no purpose. It has no purpose. The biggest thing that the royals are doing right now is they bolster the image of people in government. And then when they take these foreign trips and they're invited by other governments, it's a great way to build some clout for politicians in other places. So that's all it is. It's a racket. It's a racket, and so is the media. Joan Lawman, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you for watching Royal Sussex. Thank you for being a member as well. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. They don't need the royals, let it be. And although Charles thinks he's important, he can open up his eyes and see there won't be any more sovereign grants. Let it be, let it be. Oh, could you imagine? Maybe that's why he's been so grumpy. Maybe that's why he was yelling at those kids like any mean old man telling them kids to get off his grass. He sitting up there trying to chastise them kids when Keir Starmer is going to make people wake up and smell the sovereign grant. Could you imagine if they were driving a bus around central London, around Manchester, around Liverpool, Bristol, Leeds? Could you imagine if they drove a big coach bus around with a sign on it saying how much money per day or per week is being spent on the royal family? The same type of vehicle that they used to get the Brexit vote, that's the same thing that someone may decide to do to the institution one of these days. Now, I would have never in my life have been open to something like that, even though I don't have a say in it. I would have never in my life thought about something like that if it wasn't for them bearing their true nature to the rest of the world. It was outrageous the way Princess Diana was run out of the country and eventually died under mysterious circumstances in that tunnel in Paris. Somebody was paying for those pictures. And as far as I'm concerned, that's like a bounty. That's the equivalent of a bounty. And at that same notion of somebody is responsible for that, somebody's responsible for a lot of things. And according to British tort law, but for the fact that you caused this to happen, that happened. Now, that's one thing about the British way that I am very certain of. It is called tort law. And basically, it says, but for the fact that you acted in a certain way, it caused, shall we say, a domino effect, a series of unfortunate events. And they just ignored it. They blame Monsieur Henri. I think it goes a lot deeper than Monsieur Henri. So let it be, let it be. Let me see. SF says, Baron, is this not the last year they pay the families for the slavery. I forgot. I think 2015 was the last payment that they made, the compensation that they gave to the families of the slaveholders that gave up slavery, but they were compensated by the British government for all these years. So I believe 2015 was the end of it. I want Haiti to get some money back from France. I believe the French owe Haiti a lot. And in a fairer world, in other words, if Haiti wasn't a nation that was founded by Black people, by Black people, the United States would have been more helpful. But because France, the United States' oldest ally, first and oldest ally, the French put sanctions and such on the Haitians and made them repay the debt that they uh, felt was required. In other words, if you pay us compensation for overthrowing the French colonists for seizing their property and such, we won't attack you. And I'm promise you, they probably told the Haitians, not only are we going to attack, but the United States is going to come with us. So Haiti, all those years, have been paying this extortion money, this protection money, just like it was a mobster paying protection money to France. And so when people say, well, why is Haiti the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere? That's a good question. Why don't you ask the French? They'll tell you. Well, no, they won't. But anyway, that's a little side note. Um, no ankle bandage required for the Queen today after she sufficiently recovered from a sprain sustained in Jersey on Monday when she caught her heel. Now, see, that's the typo. It should say hoof. When she caught her hoof and pulled a ligament, she may otherwise have struggled on those stairs after hobbling around Guernsey yesterday. Really? Well, I didn't they put some sand down? Because usually when they have Troop in the Colors or any other parade, they put sand down so the horses won't. They usually put some sand down so the horses won't injure themselves. So I think somebody's going to be in a lot of trouble because I didn't see a pound of sand anywhere around Guernsey and wherever else they were. Yeah, but somebody's going to be in trouble. I do believe that part of the protocol that whenever the Queen Consort is involved in those outings like that, it requires that they add some sand to the street so that there won't be any slippage. You see that all the time. They put it in front of St. Paul's, they put it in front of Westminster Abbey, all of that. When there's an official occasion, the sand comes out. So somebody is in trouble. No wonder them horses be bolting and breaking free and such. But you know what? You know, is it every day they use horses from the Royal Mews to take the mail from point A to point B? And you know, they do that so that the horses will be used to crowds. And I think that's why they have that horse stationed over by, where is that horse stationed? Is that is it by Westminster? Anyway, you know what? They always have people messing with the horse and the horse bite them or headbutt them or grab them by the ponytail, which is funny too, because those horses never attack Black people. Have you noticed that? Those horses never attack Black people. But anyway, they do that so that the horses will be calm and relaxed around noise and crowds and traffic and such. And in spite of all of that, those horses bolted and ran free. Let me tell you something. There wasn't enough people out there for the opening of Parliament. It was so quiet you could hear a rat piss on cotton. That's how quiet it was. So there was nothing out there to spook those horses. The only thing that could have spooked those horses uh, is probably another horse. I'm looking at the concert in the middle, in the mirror. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. Y'all, I got to stop. I got to stop. TMCD, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that umbrella. The thing is, she done been messing with people. And when these people thought nobody was looking, they hauled off and took that umbrella and started pulling it down on her head. That's how she sprained that ligament. Yeah, that's how she hurt her ankle. I tell you, I could just imagine them tugging back and forth. I could imagine them tugging back and forth with that umbrella, trying to make it seem like it was a mistake or like they were trying to help her. But the thing is, that's a tough old broad. It's kind of hard to bring her down. Oh, it's not enough stables. Yeah, that's a tough old bird. It's kind of hard to bring that one down. You really got to come with it. You really got to come with it. I mean, let's face it. Wouldn't you think twice before you ran up on something like that? Something been living so hard and so foul. Anytime somebody could be sent away to a men's prison and it would take you about a year to know the difference, that means leave her alone. Um, uh, anyways, I am very proud of Republic. They have done the world a service by pointing out some of the inequities of having the institution in a world where housing prices are so high and all of the other things that just imagine what you could do with 350 million pounds in a year. Just imagine what you could do with it. You could either maintain an inadequate institution, an unneeded institution, or you could use it to hire, what was the number? 11,000 nurses, they said, could be hired with that money that they're spending on the royal family. It was like over 10,000 nurses, I'm sure. They said they could hire like something like 11,000 nurses with the money that is spent on the British royal family. So I got the figure somewhere. Let me find it just so that I'll know for sure. I want to make sure I get that right. Let me look up nurse. Hmm. Okay, so I don't see it. Or is it nurse says? Oh, there it is. There it is. It says 13,000 nurses. The monarchy costs, this is from Republic, the monarchy costs 345 million pounds a year, enough to pay for 13,000 NHS nurses. That's according to Republic. So there you go. There's a shortage of nurses, but there's, according to Charles, there's too many uh, royal family members. And if it wasn't for the way they mistreated Meghan, I wouldn't have noticed. I wouldn't even be talking about this. But since then they did, I would be remiss if I did not mention it. Yeah. I'm not even sure what remiss means, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about it. So, anyway, anyways, can you guess which side the consort is on? I'm just going to take a stab at it. The right side? Maybe? I don't know. I'm feeling a bit insecure. Again, the optics are breathtaking. The optics are absolutely breathtaking. Let me see. Now, Carlos Alcaraz, Wimbledon celebration with Princess of Wales had awkward Pippa Middleton moment. Now they are trying so hard to conceal this. And I'm going to show you what I mean. But first, but first, since we haven't done this for a while, we need to reach out to Kensington Palace for comment. Okay, Kensington Palace.
Well, obviously, it'd be. I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to. Obviously, on to this day, and going forward and things. It is. It's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So yeah, I do.
Obviously, and going to this day and forward and whatnot. And the other members of the family that I met have achieved a lot. Girl, you got the job. You got the job. You could stop auditioning. You got the job. What's all that auditioning for? You got the job. You ain't got to go through all that. Well, yeah. Well, they are yeah, members of the family that I met so far that have achieved a lot. Yeah, I do. You do what, girl? What do you do? Talking ain't your strong suit, so what do you do? Yeah, I do. So take a look here. I won't be laughing alone. Video is no longer available, and the headline has changed. They've taken Kate's name off. If it wasn't a big deal, why delete the video and change the headline? This is so funny. Well, that was the video. As you can see, it's kind of hard to see it, but on the left is Alcaraz, Carlos, and there on the right, you can see Kate wearing purple. And it's kind of difficult to see it, but on the very far right side, that's Pippa wearing that very garish floral dress that she wore. And Kate was trying to motion um, Carlos to come over and meet Pippa. And Carlos could not be bothered. I'm supposing that he just didn't recognize her. He probably didn't recognize her, you know? And I told you, I have a sneaky suspicion that he thought that that was one of the Bee Gees. And, they've had their moment, but he didn't go over there. So you see there, so Pippa Middleton suffers awkward moment with Carlos Alcaraz at Wimbledon. But originally it was Kate Middleton caught on camera an awkward Wimbledon moment with sister Pippa. So not only did they delete it, but they changed the wording or changed the title and took the video down. Not only did Princess of Wales take her daughter, Princess Charlotte, to the men's Wimbledon final, she also brought her sister, Pippa Matthews, and there appeared to be an awkward moment after the match with Champion. Yeah, it was awkward. So, if I could refresh your memory, Her Royal Hotness, listen, you heard what I said, according to the Daily Mail, Her Royal Hotness, Pippa Middleton, 40, looks sensational in a $232 Vicks bikini as she enjoys the sun in St. Bart's with her husband and young children. Now, all of this took place while they were saying that Prince Harry and Meghan need to come over and help the family. Well, Harry anyway, and that they didn't acknowledge that Kate was seriously ill. Well, if that's the case, they weren't the only ones that didn't acknowledge it. I mean, Pippa's never had it so good. She out there flexing like she on Muscle Beach. She out there flexing like Schwarzenegger. Yeah, she's out there flexing and sunbathing and making sand castles and everything. Life is good for her, isn't it? Pippa holding vigil for Sister K. That was one of the squatties that said that. Yeah, look at Pippa holding a vigil for her sister. If everybody held vigils like this, those life changing moments wouldn't seem so stressful, would it? It would seem more like an all expense paid vacation. I'm sorry, holiday. So, by the way, this has nothing to do with the discussion. I found this around the same time those images of St. Bart came out. Yes, there's a bleach blonde, bad built, butch body. Just saying. Any similarities were definitely not intentional, but just something I found some time ago. Bleach blonde, bad built, butch body. And see, there is no connection because, after all, this is a bleach blonde character, nothing to do with anything. Now, where was I? So, now tell me, you don't see the Bee Gees? You don't see that Bee Gees energy? I am feeling Barry Gibb down right now. Well, you can tell by the way I walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. Moving and shaking it, everybody taking it, moving alive, staying alive. Ha, 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 staying alive. Well, so that's why he didn't stop to talk to her. Because the Bee Gees are so 40 years ago. He ain't got time to sit up there and talk to the Bee Gees. He got stuff to do. He got to go out and party and celebrate. So, when you see that's what she wore to Wimbledon the day before. So he probably mistook her for one of the Bee Gees and could not be bothered. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Well, you can tell by the way I walk, I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. So he didn't have time to talk. You don't want to talk to no Bee Gees. I mean, if he's nice enough to button his shirt, in a very tasteful, elegant manner, I think everyone else should as well. Plus, it's not really kosher to be walking up on somebody bearing your rib cage. So he just couldn't be bothered. I don't blame him. He probably comes from a very conservative family, and having the Wisteria sisters all over his jock like that was probably just something that he felt was in poor taste. So he couldn't be bothered. Yeah. Anyway, poor Pippa. It was bad enough that when the world was first introduced to Pippa, that they had mistook her as like some offspring from the Simpson family, right? I mean, they look at her. She literally looks like Wallace Simpson, and the papers used to say the same thing. I mean, I look at her, I see the Bee Gees. Other people look at her, and they see Wallace Simpson. I'm going to stick with a BG though. Raffaella Bertoni, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. So, yeah, that's exactly what you know. Prophecy. Pippa Middleton, Town, and plus Prince William affair forces his abdication. That woman is the less attractive spirited, what is that, spitting image of a Miss Wallace Simpson. So I'm not sure what that caption was about. It was like there when I found the photo, but gosh, she looks just like her. But she's not the only one that was compared to Wallace Simpson. Did you all know this? That there was a time when Kate uh, was compared to Wallace Simpson. Yes, that rather athletic build that she has often been compared to that of Wallace Simpson. You can see up at the upper left there, it says Kate Middleton dress was inspired by Wallace Simpson. So it's kind of um, I guess, a way to try to find a flattering form when they feel like something flattering is not present. And so it's a very complicated overlay and stitching and such. Well, anyway, that's what they said, is that her dress was inspired by Wallace Simpson. And you can see several examples of that in those early years of Kate Middleton. On those occasions when her frock wasn't flying over her head, then you can definitely see the Wallace Simpson. Well, yes and no, Adrian. She was at some point she was dressing traditional, but she just couldn't keep the dress down. You know what I mean? I mean, it didn't take much of a wind that is, wind, yeah, wind, for it to go flying all about the place. So, yes, it was conservative, but it was, you know, let the buyer beware at other points. So, yeah, that's it. So, Princess Kate issues new statement hailing the power of nature in supporting well-being as she continues cancer treatment. Once again, they are not being helpful to Kate Middleton. If this is supposed to endear the public to her cause, it's not working. There's a lot of people who don't have food to eat that are going through treatment. They can't just go and be in nature. I've taken a train in the UK, several of them. The most expensive trains that I used in all of Europe were in the UK. Those trains are very expensive. It doesn't make sense that it costs so much money to go X amount of miles. It's not a very large country. and yet it's so expensive. I think I have been to more towns in the United Kingdom than a lot of people that were born there, even the ones that are my age. I don't know how that's possible, but I believe it to be true. If you don't have a car, or if you do have a car, still expensive. It's crazy. William and Kate will encourage Charlotte and Louis to not be working royals. Well, that's easy. All they have to do is follow Will and Kate's example. That's all they have to do. Some of these things just write themselves. You don't even have to make up a joke. The joke is already there. Although this is very serious, it's not really a joke. All they have to do is follow the example of their parents. And by doing that, they might put on about 20 pounds each from lack of activity. But just do as the parents do, and they won't be doing much at all. Do like William, use the air ambulance and other things as an excuse. I'm raising the next king, or you can. What's the other thing that they do? Oh yeah, that's it. You got to hurry up and have children. And even if you don't have children, just join the air ambulance, move away, and pretend as though you're working, even when you're not. And when something like the Commonwealth Games come up, you fly off to the mountains and go skiing. That's what William did on several occasions. Just do as the parents are doing. Easy peasy. If you follow their example, well, for most people, they would be homeless. But for them, they won't have a care in the world. And whatever deficits you have, the press will fix it. They always fix it. Thank you, Mary H. Thank you very much. Or as Elvis would say, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Moving on. I think I'm almost done, you guys. Let me see how many slides I'm on right now. I think I'm almost done, but let's see how we go here. Oh, yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I think I just got 2 more slides. Yeah, 2 more. An unnamed member of the royal family was researched by the gunman targeting Donald Trump before he carried out his attack on the former U.S. president, the FBI says. Clout chasing. They are literally clout chasing a deceased would-be assassin. They are clout chasing an assassin. Are we really that desperate? Are we that desperate for attention? Glenn Thrush says, let me see, what does this say? What know about the, okay, it should be what we know about the shooter. Search image of Biden, Trump, Ray, Garland, Princess of Wales. Told follow gamers. In other words, this was probably one of tens of thousands of people every day that were saying, "Where's Kate Middleton?" I'm sure that's all it was. That was like a pop culture moment. Where's Kate Middleton? What is there about Kate Middleton that would change history? I couldn't tell you, because the queen was on the throne for 70 years and it's like she almost never exists. What do you think would happen if Kate wasn't here? That's not a history changing moment. That is barely a blip on the radar. Easily forgotten, because you can find someone else with hair extensions, someone who's perpetually slender, to easily fill that role. All you got to do is smile and hug other people's children. That's it. It's a no brainer. Lots of smiling, lots of laughing. That's it. Nothing to it. Why are the toxic press, this is from one of the squaddies, why are the toxic press hiding the fact that the unnamed royal, the Trump shooter search for, was Kate Middleton? Expect to see articles implying a link to Harry and Meghan as a diversion from the truth that Willie and Kate inspire right wing extremists. I can see that happening, that they're going to try to find some connection. They're going to try to find some connection because it's a very cloudable moment to make it seem like the members of that family are far more important than they really are. You know, I use this example a lot. Sometimes you have a wallpaper that may show roses budding in the wallpaper. And let's say it's in your bathroom, in your toilet, I mean in your restroom, whatever. And you go in there and you sit down, and while you're pondering the life, you notice that those rosebuds have not bloomed yet. Well, it's wallpaper. They're never going to bloom. But most days, you don't notice it at all. You don't know that you have roses for wallpaper until company comes over and they say, "Oh, what beautiful wallpaper," because you forget about it. And that's how the royals are. They're like the wallpaper. They're just there. They're just there. There's nothing else to it. They're just there. So when you thumb through a magazine and you see, let me see, what's a good example? You see Stonehenge. Well, it is a scientific curiosity, so you don't pay much attention to it. Or you see a man with childbearing hips. Again, it's a curiosity, but who cares? There's lots of men that have childbearing hips. Or let's say you see someone who is grinning excessively and laughing and throwing their hair extensions around. Again, the wallpaper, you don't really notice it. Or some brooding, menacing, angry individual with a seething hatred and disdain for all humanity. Huh, that's just Willie. Willie's being Willie. And that's it. You don't really notice them because they're a backdrop. In some cases, a very bitter backdrop. But what you do notice are global superstars. That you will notice. The most influential royal couple on the planet. That you would notice. Beautiful, handsome couple that everybody likes. The other ones, not so much. But these two, you can't help but notice them. Everybody noticed them because of their very tactile relationship, because of their ease of communication with each other and the rest of the world. Of course, you notice them. And that's why there's so much animosity, because they have it and the others don't. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for being here. We're almost done, but I'm so glad you're here. And thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex and being a member of Royal Sussex. And so our last slide, you guys, our last slide. Here we go. Ta-da! Well, it turns out that there is a celebrity at the Republican convention. He has returned from the dead. Yes, Matt Gaetz is channeling Liberace. I tell you, That is Liberace. If tell me that isn't the ghost of Liberace. Looks just like him. You know, Liberace had so many medical procedures, cosmetic procedures, he couldn't even close his eyes. Well, I suppose that's what's happening to this young man, is that at some point he won't be able to keep his eyes closed. He keeps his mouth open, but he can't keep his eyes closed. So, with that, you guys, thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. It has been fun. It has been messy. I am loving it. Congratulations again to Jewel Ryder for your 6 years. Let me see here. Oh, Adrian, no, and Elaine Parker, are you feeling okay? Oh, my goodness. I hope everything is okay. Or I hope it is okay very soon. Oh, it's a live action Beavis and Butthead. He does look like the guy from Beavis and Butthead. Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, I see that. I see the third hand. Well, somebody did a very messy job of Photoshop. I didn't even notice that, but you know I can fix it. I can fix it really fast. Very fast. Ah, wow. I do work fast. You won't believe I have already fixed it. Here, I'll show it to you. I have already fixed it. All right. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Good night. Get your rest done. Sorry to keep you up so late again, or a very good morning to those of you that are starting your day. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, you ready for the big reveal? I fixed it. Check it out. Gone. Of course, now it looks like he's leaning on nothing, but I fixed it just that fast. Okay. Anyways, whenever you see our queens, it is time to go. And by now, I'm sure y'all know what that means. Also, thank you, moderators, for keeping this a very safe space. This is just the beginning, and we've each been down this road before a time or two. We never could make it through, but now we're both ready. I remember that song. Although I'm losing my voice today. I heard that. I heard that his face looks frightening. His face look. Oh, you guys, before I came on, listen. Um, they were on Spaces. Let me see if they're still on Spaces. I wanted to share it with you, but I just didn't feel as though I could. But it seemed like somebody. Okay. Okay. I hope you all can. Nope. Yes. Yes. No. No. Um. Okay. Yeah. I didn't want to let the sound from the spaces go into my mic, so I had to pause it for a second. But the girlfriend of Donald Trump Jr., she was making adjustments on camera to put it politely, she was making an adjustment. And when I say she was making an adjustment, just think of the phrase where the sun don't shine. She was making an adjustment like like someone who drives a diesel locomotive type of adjustment. And like she put the wrong drawers on that day, okay? That kind of adjustment. And the camera caught it. And so the people in spaces were talking about it before I came on. But I didn't want to share that with you all because it was it was a very committed adjustment. Right. It was a very committed adjustment. Like, I have to fix this. Well, okay. That's in the back, right? That's where that adjustment is for the back, right? A wedgie. This adjustment was the other side. This adjustment was the other side. Okay? You picking up what I'm putting down? It was not a very ladylike gesture. It wasn't very ladylike. Okay, that's it. It wasn't very ladylike. But I tell you, when somebody is committed, they are committed. I am going to fix this come hell or high water. Well, I hope she got it fixed. I just hope she got it fixed. It was quite the commitment. And that's what I couldn't share. I was like, yeah, no. But that was a commitment. Not very ladylike. Okay. And so with that, that'll be our last word of the day. Not very ladylike. I'm pretty sure that that is going to go viral, although I don't know how to share it with you now. But if I work out something, I will. I'd have to put it on the community tab. But I am pretty sure that's going to go viral. It is and the thing is, the other thing is, let me see if I can go and find that one more time so I can describe it to you properly. Give me just a second. Uh oh, you can still hear me. All right, so I pushed the mute on my speakers on my PC so that I can look without you hearing their conversation. Uh, Let me see. I want to see if that adjustment is still there. Oh yeah, it's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. What are you what? Oh, well. But yeah, it's still there. Trump is seated, right? And she's on the next level up. So, it's at his eye level or ear level, or where his ear used to be level, if you understand what I'm saying. Not very ladylike. Um, mm, CL, you'd have to see it for yourself. If you're on Twitter, they're in spaces right now, and it's one of the things that they shared. I could say that. I could say that. There's a Twitter account called Call to Activism, right? That's the name of the Twitter account, and they were the ones who posted it originally. So, give me a thumbs up. Oh god, let me know if you see it. Or if you've seen it. Let me know if you've seen it. Um, alls I could say no, I cannot share it. I am not able to share it, but I'm sure it will go viral. I am so sure it's gonna go viral. Oh, you know what? Let me see if this person is on Instagram. Let me see if they have an Instagram account. Mm, okay. I see an Instagram account, I just don't know if it's the same person. Mm, Kimberly Guilfoyle, that's her name, Kimberly Guilfoyle. But I don't know if they have an Instagram. If they do, I don't see it there. Yeah, whoever this is, they it looked like it's the same account, and I just don't see it there. Oh, it is the same account, but they just haven't shared it on their Instagram yet. Yeah, so I don't think I could share the Twitter link. My, what's that they always say? "There's gold in them thar heels." Looks like there's some gold in them thar heels. Yeah, as a matter of fact, they have a picture there's a before and after picture of her before she had all that work done. What a pretty lady she was. As a matter of fact, she was a lady. What a pretty lady she was. Well, you know what they say, oh, I'm sorry. You know what they say? They used to call her Snow White, but she drifted. They used to call me Snow White, and I drifted. Oh, man. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna say goodnight. I'm gonna say goodnight. But yeah, they are gossiping down on, Twitter right now. I just don't know how I could share that with you all. I mean, I wanna give you the link, but they haven't put it on their, Instagram. But I tell you what, I will keep an eye on their Instagram, and if and when they put it on Instagram, then I will share the link for it. Hmm, that is so tacky. That is so tacky. And you all are so bad. Just show us, just show us. You all are so bad. I'm always trying to maintain a certain level of decorum and good taste, and you all are just like, "Show us, show us, show us." Oh, oh, wow. Let me see if it's, I wanna see if it's on, what do they call that? I wanna see if it's on, TikTok. I wonder if that has become a TikTokable moment yet. Oh, Miss Z, you just saw it? You just saw it? Isn't it awful? Isn't it awful? Yep, it is pretty bad. Okay, I'm looking on the TikTok, I don't see it. Tacky is as tacky does, and that is one tacky individual. How did you find it? Did you go on Twitter? Well, okay, I tell you what, I'm gonna grab the link from, Twitter, and, if you're able to get to it, you can get to it. I'm not even sure this works like that, but, let me try. Okay. Oh, it took you right there. Okay. So I'm gonna put it on the screen, and good luck if you can get to it. Okay. Alright, so there it is at the top of the chat. If you can get to it, good luck. Jan Muller, thank you so much for being here. Good morning to you too. Somebody's got the heebie-jeebies. Somebody's got the heebie-jeebies, as they say on, Color Purple. Plus, I hear she's got the nasty woman says Ace, which, of course, I'm not saying that that's the case. It's an expression, but I repeat that, 10 times over. That is not true. Just a phrase that was used in the movie for the lawyers just listening. It's not true. Uh, it's a parody. Oh, did I miss it? I'm so sorry. I'm so busy being messy. Yes, there we are, Elaine Parker. Thank you so much for 34 months membership. I'm so sorry. I'm so busy being extra. You know, when you see somebody on television so committed, it kind of you it's like you can't look away. When you see someone that committed, you cannot look away. That's what it is. I was fascinated with the commitment. Oh, were you able to find it, Adrian? You all are so bad. I got to listen. I got to go, but you all are so bad. I'm always trying to maintain a certain level of decorum and respectability, but you're having none of it. And I'm shocked and appalled, and you all should be ashamed of yourselves. Oh, well, Miss Z, if there was anybody around with a good stiff hairbrush, I think that would help. Don't you? Somebody need to pass her a hairbrush. Oh. Oh. Okay, y'all. Mm. Yes, this was a respectable establishment. Uh anyway, now I'm itching. Just okay. All right, you all. And they thought that the Republican convention was going to be dull. Anything but. Anything but. Oh my goodness. All right. Love you guys. I'm going to say goodnight. Let's cue the Ginger Avenger. Listen, my face is starting to hurt. I got to stop smiling. I'm going to cue the Ginger Avenger, and I will see you all tomorrow. And yes. All right. Cheers. Let me see. Get that girl a hairbrush. How about some fast acting tenactin? If it's good for if it's good for your feet, it's got to be good for everything else. Get some fast acting tenactin. Oh, oh, okay. Okay, I got that out my system. Oh, happy birthday, Ingrid Sowers. Many happy returns of the day. All right, love you guys. Good night.